You're listening to IdleRadioShow.com
with your amazing host, Darryl.
Idle Radio Show with Darryl. Sit back and relax and enjoy, 'cause we know you will.
Welcome to the Idle Radio Show. How's everybody today? That's your not having gotten anything from a weekend applause that I appreciate it. You know, it's really, really odd. I'm doing all of my work for the show, researching and prepping, etc., right? And as soon as I get on the air, or when I hear this.
You're listening to IdleRadioShow.com
with your amazing host, Darryl.
Instantly, I have to pee. Now, I want to tell you all something about me. I'm not a person who has to pee. And when I say I'm not a person who has to pee, what I mean by that is I don't allow it to build up to the point that I can't take it anymore. I'm really, really odd. The moment that I feel the slightest bit of discomfort, I go and I let it out. And I've thought about this very deeply. I think about things very, very deeply. But the things that I think about very deeply are usually things I shouldn't be thinking about that deeply, if it makes any sense. So, but I think that I'm building up a tolerance level that doesn't exist anymore. I think I'm building up to a point that I have no tolerance. So the moment that I've got to go, I let it out, and I'm never allowing the process. I think I'm weakening my bladder is what I'm getting at. It's like a muscle that I'm not using. The muscle that you use to hold in urine, mine gets no use because I never hold it in. Or at least I don't consciously hold it in. The subconscious portion of it probably gets a lot of use, or else I would probably be walking around with wetness in my pants 24/7. And I'm not saying that I don't. I'm just not admitting to that. But what I am saying is that the moment that I feel like I've got to pee, I'm up and I just go do it. But now, here I am on the show. Now I could take a break, and I could run over to the urinal. Urinal. Can you imagine if I really had a urinal? I could run to the urinal, and I could let it out. But you know what? I am such a professional broadcaster that I would prefer to discuss my urination problem with you than to actually go help and relieve it. And that alone lets me know how dedicated I am to this show. I'm so dedicated to this show that I even will not urinate. Now, that's nuts for me. I'm telling you, that's something that just really doesn't happen. So the fact that it's happening for you all, you should feel honored that your amazing host is willing to hold his urine for you. How many of you all would hold your urine for me? I doubt that I have one person in mind. If I have a person listening to me who would be willing to hold their urine until I took a break, you give me a call at 646-652-4656. I'm certain that this phone is not about to ring. I can't fathom that I have one listener who would choose me over urination. But you know, there are some people who don't have that same feeling that I have. They can hold it. And I don't understand that. It's like, why would you hold it when you could just go let it out? It's like holding in a sneeze. What's the reason? Okay, you might be in a business meeting where sneezing all over somebody is inappropriate. Okay, I got that. But other than that, what would be the reason of holding back your sneeze when you can just go and, oh my God, let that out? Why hold back urine? Women do that all the time. I know women who will leave out for work and say, oh crap, I gotta pee. But they've got like an hour commute, and then they get to work, and when they get to work, you know, they kind of forget, and then they, you know, maybe they'll get to it at lunch. If I was holding urine that I had to go, if I was holding that for an hour, by the time I got anywhere near a stall, a restroom, a wall, You would only need for me to get near a wall. I would be knocking over everything in my path in order to get to that wall, that stall, that urinal. Women have bladders of steel because it absolutely, it doesn't make any sense to me why and how you guys do that. It's absurd. It's wrong even. I didn't even plan on talking about this. But, the moment that I heard the Idol radio show jingle, I started feeling the Idol radio show, I guess, tingle. That is like, you don't get any more corny than what I just said. But the reality is that I had to go. And I'm holding it. I'm holding it for you. Had a discussion the other day, speaking of urine, and I promise I'm going to get off of bodily fluids in just a minute. I had a discussion about urine the other day. It has always been my position that men should not be expected to remember to put the toilet seat down when they're done. It's like etiquette. Here, it's particularly in the United States. I don't know what it's like in any other cultures. But in the United States, when a man uses the restroom, etiquette demands that when he's done, he puts down the stall. Okay, great. That's nice. Put down the stall, sir, please. But for me, I'm saying to myself, why is it considered absurd for the woman to just remember to pull a stall back up when she's done? Why is that out of the question? Why is it that when I make that analogy, why is it that everyone looks at me like I'm walking around with a 15th century disease? I'm not saying that she should have to. That's an individual decision that should be made inside of each household. But why is the idea that the man should remember to put the seat down an acceptable conversation to have? And it's not even a conversation, it's a demand. But if I even bring up the idea of, when you're done in there, do you think possibly you could lift that seat back up for me, please? Think you could lift the seat up so that I could, it's just convenient for me to be able to walk in and have it lifted up already. But if you say that, all hell will break loose. All of it. Everything on either side of hell will break loose. If you say something like that, you're just not allowed to speak that way. You're not allowed to think that way. And I want to know why. I want to know why women can't remember to put the toilet seat back up when you're done. It's a simple request, ladies. Oh no, but I can't ask that though. And men and women alike, they're both. They would look at me like I am utterly insane for requesting it. I mean, it's just a request. I'm not making a demand. I'm asking, do you think you could help me out and just remember to pull the seat back up when you're done? I'm not asking you to use the toilet with the seat up. I'm accepting that you probably won't or you probably can't. I'm accepting that it's not really in your best interest to do so. I'm accepting that it's probably outside of the standard etiquette for you to do so. But do you think that perhaps you could try to remember? That's all I'm asking. And just asking that question, just asking the very question makes hell break loose.